Let me tell you a story about my nephew. When he was 2 years old, he used to pull a prank on me. So whenever I am off my wheelchair, whether I am sitting on my bed or my sofa, he would quietly sneak, come behind, and he will pull the wheelchair and put it very far from me. And he will tell me, go and get it yourself. When I tell him that I cannot walk, he would start showing me how to walk with his tiny legs. He thought that I never learned to walk, or I am too lazy to walk. But what he did not know is that I had a childhood just as playful and naughty as him. When I was 9 years old, one day, on my way back home, a lady from our neighborhood gave me a ball. She told me that it belonged to me. A small plastic ball, yellow in color, just hardly 2 rupees. But I was very excited to have this ball. So as soon as I got it, I started playing with it. I started tossing it up and down as I walked. But unfortunately, the ball fell into a terrace, a rooftop of a nearby building. And I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, I just got the ball and how can I lose it? I think I should go and get it. So I decided that I will go and get it. I climbed the stairs, I took the ball. But on the way back, I slipped. And I fell down on a gate which had iron rods like this. Fell on top of it. And 2 of the rods pierced my side and I was left hanging on the gate. I was conscious and I didn't feel any pain. So I tried to get out of myself. But then once I realized that it's not possible, I cried for help. And you know who's the first person who came to help me? The lady who gave me the ball. The moment she saw me, she screamed at the top of her voice for help. Within minutes, all my neighbors came around. And in between, I saw my mom coming running. She came, she saw me hanging on the gate with a pool of blood beneath me. She fainted and she fell down. But my neighbors, they managed to took me off the gate. In this process, one of the rods that broke off and was left inside me. They put me in an auto rickshaw. It happened to be there. And they rushed me to the hospital. On the way, this auto hit a speed breaker. And I felt a jolt in my body. And I cried to those who were carrying me to hold my legs. I told, hold my legs. And they said, we are holding it. I couldn't believe them. So I leaned over. And I saw that they were holding it. But I couldn't feel them anymore. After hours of surgery, I woke up in the hospital bed, feeling numb and confused. The doctors came and started telling me about spinal cord injury and paraplegia. But for a 9-year-old, it didn't make any sense. But the only thing that stuck my mind was when the doctors told me that I would not be able to walk anymore. The doctors also told my parents that my chances of survival is very less. So keep him as happy as possible, which indeed led to the discontinuation of my studies. I came back home after hospital discharged. Initially, there was a lot of pampering and care, but soon it started to pass away. Soon I started to realize that I'm starting to miss something in my life. Within months, I had my first bed sore. Walking is fine. I was okay with it, but there was a point that I can't even sit. And that really started to make me feel miserable. Years passed. I saw my friends, my neighbors, my cousins going on with their life, and I was stuck in my house. I had nowhere to go. My life was sad and miserable, and the future for me was dark. This is when a person came to meet me. His name was Mohan Nair, and he was a paraplegic like me, on a wheelchair. He came all the way from Kerala. He heard about me, and he came and spoke to me. He told me, Sijo, this is not the end of your life. See, something happened to you. That doesn't mean that it's a full stop. You can have a normal life. You can do a lot of things in your life. So you just have to make sure that you overcome it. So this really motivated him. I looked at his life. I saw him, he is independent. He's able to drive a scooter, he's drive a car, and he was able to manage a lot of people. He's going and visiting a lot of people and motivating them. And that really encouraged me. I thought, yes, if he can do it, why can't I? So I thought I'll continue my studies. After years, it took me almost 15 years. I continued my studies. I started working for different organizations. Then I started connecting with a lot of NGOs or communities which work among spinal cord injury people. There I realized that it's not just me. There is 1.5 million people in India with spinal cord injuries. That is the population of Trivandrum. See, and what's happening with their life? There is 15 to 20,000 people every year being added to this list. And what's happening? Are they having a miserable life like I had? Are they confined to their houses? Do they have any empowerment opportunities? Are they getting proper rehabilitation? This thought baffled me. And I decided that I need to do something about it. This led me to found Bahal. Bahal is a Urdu word which means restored. So restoring the dignity and rebuilding the life of people with spinal cord injury is the aim of the organization. In the organization, we have 3 interventions. The first being the holistic rehabilitation, where we will be providing rehabilitation for people with spinal cord injury. Psychological rehabilitation, where they would be done therapies and counseling to overcome the trauma that they are going through, so that they can lead a normal life to accept their situation. Then we will be providing them with the medical interventions to avoid complications such as bed sores, urine tract infections, and chronic pain. Then we have physiotherapies and mobility training to make them more independent and active with their life, making them less dependent on others. The second intervention is advocacy and awareness, where we stand for the qualification of spinal cord injury as a separate category in the disability law, where people with spinal cord injury are provided with rehabilitation facilities, free rehabilitation facilities, health insurance, and more financial supports to manage their day-to-day life. We also provide awareness, where prevention and early interventions are one of the main core area. Because as per the data, there are a lot of people that are having spinal cord injuries, and the way they are being carried to the hospital leads to a lot of spinal cord injuries. We have empowerment opportunities, where we will be looking forward to activities such as ability sports and creative arts and music. Rather than confining them to their houses, we would like to make them more visible to the community, so that they become more active and participate in a community in such a way that they feel independent and empowered. As you know, India has such a big population. But during the Paris Olympics, we won just 6 medals. But do you know how many medals did the Para-Olympian team win for our country? 29 medals. And why are we not celebrated? Where is the media? See, we achieved the same achievement with limitations, and this should be celebrated. We have people like Avani Lakera. She became a paraplegic just like me at the age of 11. She is 21 years old now, and she is a 2-time Para-Olympic gold medalist in shooting. The next we have Sheetal Rani. She was born without arms, but she won a gold for India during this Para-Olympics at the age of just 17 in archery, without arms and archery. Then there is Sumit, who lost his leg after an accident, and he is a record holder, Para-Olympic record holder in javelin throw. What does this show us? Their life shows us that even they didn't let their disability define their life. They moved forward. They achieved great things, not just for themselves, but for the country as well. So this is the vision of Bahaal, where people with spinal cord injury would be able to do a lot of things. They become the flag bearers of their family, of their community, and of their country. By the way, now my nephew is 5 years old. He doesn't teach me to walk anymore, but he tells me, Sijo, can you drive me there? Can you drive me here? Yes. Thank you.